Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about similar triangles and using angle-angle similarity criterion. So this similarity criterion tells us if two angles or two triangles are congruent to each other, then the triangles are similar. So let's get to work and then see the first example. It says determine whether the triangles are similar. So we have two triangles, and remember we are using angle-angle similarity criterion. So let's look at the angles. Angle B and angle E have the same symbol, so they are congruent to each other. And same thing applies for angle A and angle D. So these pair is the same as well. So that means angle B is congruent to angle E. Angle A is congruent to angle D. So we just wrote what V said. So because of this, triangle BAC is similar, not congruent, to triangle EDF because of angle-angle similarity. Let's get to the second example. Determine whether the triangles are similar. So remember, what we need is two angles that are congruent to each other. So the first triangle has the angles of 81 degrees, 60 degrees. The missing angle can be found by subtracting these two from 180 degrees. Subtract 81 and 60 from 180, we get 39 degrees. And then do the same thing for the second triangle. 180 minus 81 minus 39 is 60 degrees. So now if you look at the angles, we have two pairs of angles that are congruent to each other. Let's just make a list of any two angles that are congruent. Since angle A is congruent to angle D because they both are 60 degrees, and angle B is congruent to angle E because they both are 81 degrees, triangles are similar. So we will have two triangles that are similar. So the first one is triangle, name it in any way you want, ABC. But the second one matters. For the second one, you're gonna find the corresponding angle for angle A, which is this one right here because their measures are the same. So start from triangle D. Angle B is the second angle of the first triangle. It is 81 degrees. Find its pair. It's E. Triangle DEF. These are similar. So identifying the similarities is this easy. So let's move on to the next example. So in this part of the lesson, we are going to use similar triangles. So the similarities are given, the statements are given. By using those, we are going to find the missing side measures. So let's get to the first example. Triangle KJL is similar to triangle MNL. Find the value of x. So if these two triangles are similar, their sides are going to have the same ratio. So side JL and side MNL, because they correspond to each other, they are on the same spot. JL over NL must be the same as KL. KL is the first and the third letters, and ML. KL over ML. So over ML. Now we are going to plug in the side measures. So JL is 12 units. NL is 10. KL is X. And ML is 15. Now we are going to do cross multiply. So 10 times X is 10X. 15 times 12 is 180. Divide each side by 10. So X would be 18. And I guess we are done with the question. Yes, we were supposed to find the value of X. So let's move on to the next one. So this is a very common type of question. To solve these type of questions, we need to write down the scale factor first by finding two sides that correspond to each other, but the key part is both of these sides must have their measures. So we cannot use this question mark and forfeit because one of them is missing, but 9/3 can be used as the scale factor. 9/3 is the scale factor, and it must be the same ratio as question mark divided by forfeit. Now do cross multiply. 3 times question mark equals 9 times 4, which is 36. Divide each side by 3. Question mark is equal to 12. So the question mark, how tall is the phone pole? So the phone pole is 12 feet. So here is the last example of the video. It says identify the similar triangles, then find QP. So remember what I said in one of the previous examples. If you have a small triangle like this one inside of a big triangle like this one, they are 100% similar. So the small triangle is going to be similar to the big one. Let's just name the small one using any way we want. FQR. Triangle FQR is similar to, now you need to find their corresponding pairs. Like, how do I know which angle corresponds to angle F in the big triangle? So here's the small one and here's the big one. So angle F is congruent to itself. Let's say it has one of these symbols. Now move on to the next. Angle Q is right here and it corresponds to angle P. And angle R corresponds to angle N. And they are also congruent, the angles. So this is our similarity statement. Now we are going to find what QP is. It says it's X. So first thing that we need to do is writing a similarity statement. So 30 is given. I want to use FR to write down the similarity statement. FR is 30, right? So F and R are the first and the third letters, and these two are their corresponding pairs, Fn. So Fn is this side right here, 30 plus 10, or we can say 40. So 30/40 is the scale factor, which is, if we divide each number by 10, we get 3/4. So this is the scale factor. Now we are going to use this scale factor to solve the question. So 3/4 is equal to, now if Q is given, so I want to use this one. Let's see their corresponding pairs. F is right here, Q is right here. They are the first and the second letters, and their corresponding pairs are F and P. FP is this measure. So how do I know what that is? First, let's write FP here. Now we are going to plug in the measures that we have. I know FQ is 32 because it is given, but what about FP? What is the length of this side? It is 32 plus X. This one was 30 plus 10. They were like terms. We added them together to get 40, but these are not like terms. We cannot combine these two. So we are just going to say 32 plus X for the side. Now we are going to do cross multiplication. 3 times 32. I'm going to continue from here. 3 times 32 plus X equals 4 times 32. Now we are going to distribute. 3 times 32 is 96 plus 3X. 4 times 32 is 128. So subtract 96. So 3X equals 32. Divide each side by 3. X equals 10.6 is repeating. So, and I want to also mention that there is a shortcut writing these proportions if you don't want to deal with these ones. I'm gonna draw the triangle right here first. So these two bases are parallel. The side was 30, this one was 10. Here is 32 and x. So another way to write down the proportion, 30 over 32 equals 10 over x. So you can also write it and then solve to get the same answer. 30 over 32 equals 10 over x. Instead of dealing with distributions, if you just divide these two and then these two, set them up equal to each other, you can find the same answer by doing so. So divide each number by, let me see, 2, you get 15 over 16. And then we simplified it, 15 over 16 equals 10 over x times these two. 15x equals 160. Divide each side by 15. So you will get x equals 10.6 is repeating. So the answer is the same, but the method is kind of easier than the regular solution. So if you have any other question, please comment below. If not, I will see you in another video, guys. Thanks for watching.